I'm Doug Holland, Desiree's dad.
I'm Candy Holland, Desi's mom. And you are?
Desiree Holland.
Desi's been in Special Olympics since she was 8 years old. She'll be 51 on Monday. So she's had quite a career with Special Olympics. Started out with track and field and swimming, and attended the state summer games at Towson for many, many years. And she went to China in 2007 with Team USA.
Desi, can you say hi in Chinese? How do you say hi?
Ni hao.
Special Olympics has been a huge part of our lives for all those years, and it's really been instrumental in teaching her self-reliance, independence. Those skills enabled her to move. When we bought the house next door for her, enabled her to live semi-independently, because she knew she had a responsibility and she needed to do certain things. Like when she trains for swimming and cycling, you go to practice, and then you go to competition. The same way with your daily living skills. If you have to clean your house, you clean your house. So she learned an awful lot from Special Olympics Maryland and Special Olympics International. She started physical therapy last June when she had back surgery at Adventist. Went incredibly well, and at that point, on February 2nd of that year, she was diagnosed with dementia. So Desiree was not the same as she had been all her life. So it's not really a challenge with the OT and PT, because she absolutely loves them. The challenges are more personal with Desi as far as mobility and communication, but there have been, knock on wood, no challenges whatsoever with OT and PT. It's just, literally, it's the highlight of her week when Ivan, and Tiana would sort of poke their head around the corner. And then she does the same exercises that she's done with them.
What do you like best about the day?
Dance.
She gets up with her walker and dances, and she dances with Ivan, the physical therapist who comes from Adventist.
And Ada dances.
And Ada. They dance, they sing gospel songs.
Sing.
Sing.
They're just the best of friends. He said, I've got patients who don't do it every day, and so we don't see the progress. But with Desiree, and that goes back to Special Olympics, we call it training. It's time to train. And she knows the value of it, but she also knows that she has a responsibility to do it. So it really has been an incredibly wonderful, comfortable relationship with them. So the challenges are not with doing the exercises.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
My name is Denny Snyder, and I lead an account development team for a contract research organization. I've been in the pharmaceutical biotech industry for almost 25 years. I ran cross country and track in high school and college, and was actually in the process of training for a triathlon. So I had really enjoyed the biking, running, and swimming, and then I also like to read, and I have a large family, so I love spending time with the kids and the family. So September 17th, and it was a Friday at the end of the day, and I was 1 month out from this triathlon that I was training for. It was actually a half Ironman, and so I was doing about a 50-mile bike ride. There was a storm that passed, and I thought, had I not missed that turn, I probably wouldn't be riding in this rain right now, but hey, that's fine. It passed quickly, and then I got to the last intersection. I had 2 miles to go, and the light turned green, and as we turned, a dump truck came right beside me. He just didn't see me and pushed me over, and then his back wheels ran over my legs, and the pressure from the bike and the handlebars crushed my right hand. So there I was then in the intersection, just kind of looking up at the sky, and things went from there. Being in Baltimore at shock trauma, I was, hooked up to all these different things and didn't have natural light in the room, and couldn't take a bath, all those things we take for granted. And then when I got moved, it was, oh, fresh air, and when was the last time I was just thankful for fresh air, or got to see, I hadn't seen my family in a week. And so now I get to see my kids even briefly because of COVID. There were visitation restrictions, but I got to see them as I was being transferred. And there were days that the negative started to creep in, but the team there to a person was always so positive that it kept me in that positive mindset. Initially getting back on, it was kind of like this, I'm gonna do this, I need to do this. But within less than a mile of being on the ride, I got passed by a car and I immediately had to stop. I had to pull over, get off the bike. Being in a place where you have that, whether it's the care that you're getting there, but also then from your family and friends, my church family, so just all of that community that you have around you, and feeling that care and love made a huge difference. I just think I'm just so thankful to have life and health, and it's like, what can I do today? Like what does God have for me today? And whether it's, improving myself or helping someone else or accomplishing something to further, benefit either my company, my family, whatever, then I want to be open to that.
My name is Shire McNamara. I work here for Adventist HealthCare. I am the practice manager for a lot of our surgeons here, the urologist, dental surgery, a couple other groups. I'm really passionate about what I do. I serve my physicians, my staff, my community. I do have quite an extensive network in the Montgomery County area with relationships that I've built throughout the years, and I'm able to help people that don't have insurance get surgery for cancer cases and things that they typically would not be able to afford. I can get done. That gets me up in the morning. The motivation to be of service, to make a difference, gets me going every day. I know that I'm here for a reason. I know that this is my passion. I know that it's not just my job to serve my community, it's my calling. On December 28th of last year, I had a heart attack at work. I was brought to the hospital and I had a stent put in my right artery. I didn't believe I was having a heart attack. I was just overwhelmingly hot. My symptoms didn't present like anything you see on TV or movies where someone clutches their heart and falls to the floor. I was blessed to be at work and be surrounded by people that knew what was going on and called the ambulance and in essence forced me to go to the hospital because I didn't really want to. I wanted to take a Tylenol and go home and rest. And I didn't believe that there was anything wrong with me. I'm 43 years old. Who has a heart attack at 43? It was impossible. After that, when I was discharged, I needed to go to cardiac rehab and some other services, diabetes education, life coaching, nutrition guidance. And that was a huge blessing. I learned so many things there that I would have never learned otherwise. And it completely changed who I am, physically, mentally, spiritually, everything. Changed everything. My circle is small but big at the same time. Other than my son, the most important person in my circle was my grandmother. I loved my grandma more than life itself. So when I had my heart attack, I knew that I had to change, because I needed to be here to take care of her. If I thought before that God's mission for me was to help people, it made an even bigger impact after that day. because I can't help people if I'm not here to do it. The one thing I want someone to know about me is that it's okay to serve your community, to serve the people around you that you love, but it's also important to serve yourself. You've got to take care of you too.